Welcome to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm your host, Michelle Roxy Davis, and you are joining us live in Las Vegas on WCOBM.TV. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys are having a great day. So on the weekends, I like to go antique picking. I like to go and search around Las Vegas and see what kind of oddities I can find, because I'll tell you what, the center and the mecca for collectibles is Las Vegas. Right off of Main Street is Wyoming. That's 10 West Wyoming Avenue. And that's where you're going to find Sin City Pickers Antique Mall. I have here the one and only, without the Countess Kate, of course, we're missing her so much, is Dale.
Michelle, a pleasure to be here. How are you today?
I'm good, Dale. Thank you so much for asking, and it's a pleasure to have you here on the show.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here. As you mentioned, my wife and I are co-owners of Sin City Pickers. About 14,000 square feet of exciting antiques, collectibles, everything for the time traveler. It's just an amazing little store full of oddities that you cannot find anywhere else.
I love it. And every first Friday is First Friday. And so every first Friday, downtown Las Vegas lights up. And so one of the places you should go to is Sin City Pickers Antique Mall. They are open every single day. What are the hours of operation?
We're from 10 until 6.
Awesome.
And then on First Fridays, we stay open later for the festivities.
Love it. So besides being an antique picker, let's talk about how you guys first started the antique mall.
Oh boy, that was so interesting. My wife and I have always been part of the artist movement here in Las Vegas.
Right.
And we had booths down at the First Friday celebration, and we had a little art gallery. And then one of our good friends, Dr. Phineas Castler, who's the world president of the Steampunk Guild.
That's so cool.
He is a phenomenal person. Came over, and at that time, along with doing surgery, I was running an earth-friendly t-shirt company, because I found out most of the t-shirts that you get are printed with plastisol. They can affect people that have latex allergies. So I wanted to have a total earth-friendly t-shirt company.
I love that.
And had a little booth, and Phineas says, hey, I know an antique mall where you would really fit in, a bunch of great people. To make a long story short, I put my t-shirt company in there. My wife took over upstairs, turned it into an art gallery. Lo and behold, 4 months later, we ended up purchasing the whole place lock, stock, and barrel because it was just too much fun.
I love that.
And turned it was originally into an antique mall, and we've upped the bar a little bit on it. We've got custom vintage comic books and toys upstairs. Downstairs are your antiques proper. And we've just had a great time, and it's all because of Phineas. He just pointed in that direction. My wife and I, we had a little light bulb that seriously went on above our heads, and we found out this is our life's calling that we've been searching for forever.
And you guys are a part of the steampunk community.
We are indeed. For people that don't know what steampunk is, it's the clothes from the late 1800s. You add that in a pot, throw in a couple pinches of the Rocketeer.
There you go.
Add in a healthy dosage of Jules Verne's, and then top it all with a light dusting of Wild Wild West.
I love that recipe. Make sure you write that down. And so Sin City Pickers Antique Mall was born.
And there it was.
I love that. And so the steampunk, you have artists from all over, and you even have the second largest toy and comic book collection upstairs, which Mark has been on the show before. And big shout out, it's a family owned and operated business, so your son Dale also is there, and shout out to Heather as well. And so it's kind of a very humble community where a lot of people come from all over the world, and they even pin their little marking of where in the world they're from, so you have a huge world map of all the dots. But I've seen you in your scrubs, and I'm thinking to myself, is there a doctor in the... Yeah, you're a cardiac surgeon out of being a steampunk enthusiast and an antique mall owner, and how did that come about?
Yep, I'm a cardiovascular perfusionist. I run the heart-lung bypass machine during open heart surgeries, and I'm in charge of the artificial hearts, lungs, and all that sort of toys. It's an inside job. The food is kind of flaky, but it's indoors. I've been doing that for 28 years here in town.
Wow.
And that's why I like the antique mall so much, because it is truly my happy place. It's my getaway. I don't have to worry about the stresses of real life.
Right.
You get to dress up, you can go down and interact with some incredibly interesting people we've had in over the past.
Tell me some really cool and interesting people that have come in the store.
Oh, it would be a pleasure. We've had members from the Blue Man Group stop in. We do a lot of equipment and oddity lending / rental to many of the shows that are down on the strip, to various movies that are being filmed, to TV shows, advertisements. What's really funny is a couple of weeks ago we got a phone call, and this lady said, "Hey, we're doing an advertisement, and we want it based in the 1940s private eye sort of scenario. Do you have anything?" So we said, "Oh, yes, absolutely." She said, "Great, I'll have somebody down there between 2 and 4 to pick it up." So we got a whole pile of the typewriters and the suits and every single thing to deck out a room. And we're waiting for somebody to pick it up. And in walks somebody in a blown-out hoodie and kind of holes in his sweatshirt and blown-out blue jeans. We figured, okay, it might be a homeless, a panhandler. What is this guy in here for?
Right.
My son's getting ready to ask him, "Excuse me, sir, can we help you? Do you need to go now?" It was Ed Bernstein.
Oh yeah, it was only Ed Bernstein.
Yeah, and anybody that's been in Vegas
the guy
and
who
watched
has his own TV show, like
more than half an hour,
Yeah.
Ed Bernstein. He was incognito.
enough said. Call Ed.
Very true.
So what's the coolest thing about Vegas? You've been here 28 years, and you're telling me some fun facts that you've seen back in the day, seeing the city transition.
Oh my gosh, when I first moved here out on the west side, Rainbow was a dirt road.
That's so funny.
I used to be able to go four-wheel driving where Sunrise or Summerlin Hospital is right now.
Wow.
It was a very, very small, tiny community.
A western town.
It truly was. It truly, truly, truly was. We still had the real cowboys. There were still people on horses out on the west side.
I was going to say people on horses.
You can, and believe it or not, you still can go past Mount Charleston, and there's a dirt road, four-wheel drive trail. You can go up and see wild horses running across the valley.
That's so cool.
And yeah, that's not going to be around very much longer.
No.
But yeah, oh my gosh, we've seen, the only thing consistent about Las Vegas is change.
Mm-hmm.
If it's been here 5 years, we'll blow it up and build up a new one.
Right, right. Where's your favorite nostalgic place besides Sin City Pickers Antique Mall to go and kind of be in the moment of how it used to be?
Oh, this isn't a definite plug, but the Golden Steer Steakhouse.
That's a good one.
You go in, it's all red velvet, it's mafia owned. I swear the guy behind the bar is packing a piece under his vest. It's like walking and having Lefty Rosenthal come up and ask you, "Hey, buddy, what do you want to drink?"
That's so cool.
And their food's good, but
Yeah.
it's our little old school Italian getaway when we want to forget about everything else, and it's our private night out.
I have to say, you and your wife are just, I love seeing you guys dress up. Yeah, and you guys are just so adorable, and so I'm so humbled to have met you guys. And go to Sin City Pickers, go check them out, tell them that I sent you there, and anyone who's interested in actually being a vendor, that you guys welcome people who want to sell their antiques as well.
We do. In fact, that's my favorite part of the mall is rather than just having my wife and I run it, we rent out spaces to different vendors.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have 30 different vendors in there
That's
at a
true.
time, each bringing in their own oddities. And it's dangerous for me because I'll go in and every time I go in, there's something new that I didn't know about 10 minutes ago, but now I can't live without, and this is coming home with
You're
me.
like, I gotta have it. It's my
Absolutely.
store, but I gotta have it.
It is so scary. I'm not allowed upstairs for that very reason for at least another couple
yes.
of weeks. I'm a geek. I find comics, some kind of Star Trek toys that I gotta have. It's coming home with me right now.
Absolutely. I understand your feeling.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It makes you happy.
It does.
So go to Sin City Pickers Antique Mall again. It's 10 West Wyoming Avenue in Las Vegas. And I'll see you guys next month right here on Geeks Are Sexy. Thank you, Dale, so much for being a guest on the show.
Michelle, thank you again. It was indeed a pleasure.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time on Geeks Are Sexy.